So today during our huddle, we went over a few big things. So um, our critical number up until today, and I know it's the third week in January, and you're supposed to have your annual plan ready to go and finalized for the year before the start of the year, but we did not. So I gave that I let that give me an excuse to change the critical number last minute, called an audible, and actually asked the team what they thought about it. Because, and I'll give you my thinking here was, we just lost a client, a pretty big client, and we're all kind of tightening our belts and watching our money very closely, which is great. I mean, if it wasn't for forward forecasting during our huddles, we would be losing money this month. But it turns out that we're looking at um, still a pretty good sized profit. Profit before tax on $140,000 in revenue will be around $12,000. So after only a couple weeks after losing a big client, we kind of banded together through this forward forecasting huddle, always looking at the scoreboard, calling the plays for the week ahead, and we were able to turn a loss into a profit. So crisis averted for now, but in light of that, I asked the team what they felt about changing our critical number for the year, since it wasn't finalized yet anyway, and the annual plan wasn't finalized, from a diversification type of number, non-law or non-SEO revenue. So we kind of combined the two, and we wanted to get out of just doing SEO for lawyers. So we wanted to have the critical number be profit and non-law, non-SEO revenue. But today, I asked the team what they thought about changing it to back to revenue and profit, with revenue being our core number this year, because we need to focus on raising our monthly recurring revenue. And profit I think should always be one of the critical numbers, because it teaches everybody the business, no matter what they're doing in the company. But they all agreed almost right away. Kellen, one of our top guys, because of the impact he has, he deals with all of our clients, and he's also selling. He said right away he's been thinking about it for a long time. For the last couple of weeks, he's been thinking about that it should be revenue and not this other diversification number of non-law, non-SEO revenue. And the other part about that is the other number that we picked, I'm not even going to try to say it again because it's a mouthful, was not very trackable yet. Like, we don't even have it in our books separated from the rest of the revenue. So just tracking it and keeping track of it was going to be a hassle, and it wasn't as important as just overall income or revenue right now. So we changed it. Everybody was on board, and we finalized our annual plan with the new critical number being revenue and profit. So that opens the way for me to finalize the bonus plan. The gain share bonus plan will be finalized by next week, where if we pay all of our debt payments and reach a certain threshold of profit at the end of the year, anything over that, the company splits with the employees 50-50. So I think that's really fair and awesome, because it's a base company threshold, a financial threshold that we have to meet for the year, and then anything over that, we split up. We split down the middle, company and employees or team members. So that was number two, is the bonus plan can now be finalized now that we have the critical number ready and the annual plan is ready. The last thing that we talked about today was drivers. So drivers create another scoreboard, and they create line of sight to that critical number. So every single person on the team knows the specific actions and behaviors they can take to impact the critical number and to help the company succeed. So it doesn't matter who they are. Every single person on the team now has 2 drivers. These are weekly or daily activities that become habitual that they can do to impact either revenue or profit. And most of them, since revenue is our number one critical number, most of them are focused on impacting revenue. Some things include creating lead magnets. It's a lot of content touches. A lot of content is needed. So there's a lot of people that can impact that through their content that they create. Even our head SEO is creating content for giveaways and for videos. Our designer is creating these lead magnets for design, helping people design their site or have a better converting site. And then the writer is helping us by writing a newsletter and some email sequences. Obviously, the sales team has a direct impact on the critical number, and that's pretty straightforward. But every single person now has said, this is what I'm going to be accountable for. And if every single person is doing the right things and we all agree that these activities will impact the critical number, I think it's pretty easy to see that it's like now it's a team sport. Now it's a game. We have scoreboards, we have goals, we have the score at any time if we're winning or losing, and we have exactly how each player can affect the score. So it's just great game of business is just unbelievably powerful. And it's just becoming more and more powerful. When I first rolled it out, we were kind of piecing it together and it was taking a long time. But now we're gaining momentum because all the parts are coming together. And that's partially because partially the reason why it took so long. It was very effective, but it took so long to get to where we are today is because I'm self-implementing. And becoming a certified coach really helped kind of push us towards the finish line of the great game of business, where now all 10 steps are coming together and happening and in place, and we're actually playing the game. I feel like the first nearly a year, we're kind of setting up the game, kind of stumbling and fumbling. But I guess that's why you get a coach, because if I had a coach and like the one that I shadowed and watched implement this at a company, which was a lot bigger than ours, in the 3 months they created the game and they're going to be doing all the steps right away. They're going to be playing the game fully from around day 90. Whereas self-implementing, I found that it, even though I became a coach and I'm really into it, it took a lot longer than that, and we were putting things into place one at a time and kind of learning by trial and error. But now I feel like we're in a place where we're actually playing the game. We got the mini game going, which is awesome. A lot of excitement around that. We have the scoreboard there. We have the scoreboard for our drivers, and we create line of sight for our team members, all looking at one critical number. We're forward forecasting every week in our huddles. And all of this stuff was with each person's involvement. None of it was me telling, command and control, top down, this is how it should be and this is where we're going. The entire plan was built from the ground up, and asking our people every step of the way what they think we should do or where they think we should focus or where they think we should go. I think that's also why it took so long to implement, I feel like, or it took longer than it could have. Because every part of the process was drawn out to like weekly meetings about this one thing until we got everyone's input and buy-in and, assessment as to like which things we should do based on effort and impact. So that's the other reason why it took so long. But I feel like right now we're in a very good place, and it's just kind of coincidental that we're in a good place, but the scoreboard doesn't show it yet. Like I feel like we're doing all the right things and everybody's doing the right things, but the result is lagging behind, which is normal. But it's starting to come in. So that's good. Just it feels good. We're in a good spot. We're in a good place. And I really like what I'm seeing out of the great game of business and watching it all come together now that we're actually playing the game. Seeing the score, knowing if we're winning or losing, and everybody knowing how they can impact the score and help the team. All right, guys, that was my little spiel about an update about what's going on with me at the agency and with the great game of business. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to email me, nkringus@gmail.com. I don't have the ggobcoach.com email just yet. That'll be coming soon. It'll be nick@ggobcoach.com. But for now, it's nkringus@gmail.com. If you want to reach out, say hello. If anything kind of resonated with you, or if you have any issues with your company or how it's going at your company, or if you wish your company was a great game company that was open book, whatever, just email me and let me know. Okay. People support what they help create. And this has been Nick Kringus. Thank you again for watching.